one, we're getting ready to, I don't know, start preparing this roast. So this is all part of the Culotta first annual roast cook-off. We'll talk more about that later. What I did was, so jungle rules. That means you could do anything. So I'm one of 6 contestants. Anyway, so what I decided to do, I'm a rookie, don't really know what I'm doing. So what I did last night was, I looked up a recipe. I decided to use a chuck roast. So I went and Googled best roast beef or roast crock pot recipe, chuck roast, something like that. I saw a recipe I liked, and I followed at least 2 things pretty good from the recipe. One, I got the ingredients off the recipe, which listed, you know, the things I wanted to use for the marinade. So I followed that pretty good, except for this turmeric. I don't have my glasses on, but the turmeric, my buddy said he doesn't really care for that. So that's the only thing I, changed up a little bit. I used very little turmeric, according to the recipe. But other than that, I followed the ingredients pretty well. The second thing I took from the recipe was, the recipe wanted me to marinate the roast in 3 layers of cellophane and marinate that overnight. It also wants me, when I'm ready to cook it in the crock pot over here, it wants me to put the whole roast in the cellophane in the crock pot. So I'm gonna do that too. All right, next, so that's what I followed from the recipe. Next is gonna be what I did myself, or with, talking with some friends. So let's take a look at this guy. All right, so I'll tell you what. I have a new tripod I'm using, so I'm not sure if I have it good for you guys to see. But, okay, so this has been marinating overnight, like I just explained. Now here's what I did different from the recipe. I don't know if you can tell. I'll just, I'm gonna put my glasses on. So I stabbed it 20 times. And like here's a slit. So there's 20 slits in there where I put a clove of garlic. I can't really move it, it's kind of cold. Anyway, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm only halfway around. So I did that 20 times with a clove of garlic. Okay, my dad used to do that all the time. Number 2, what I'm gonna do, that was not on the recipe, my buddy wants me to pat it down with some olive oil, and then he wants me to pat it with a little bit of flour, and he says that will make the gravy a lot better. So I'm gonna do that. Third, another buddy wants me to put, so third I'm gonna sear it. I'm gonna sear it in this pan. So I've done that once before, I'm not really good at it. I'll send you some pics. But, so we're gonna, turn up the heat real hot, sear it, sear the edges, and then I'm gonna put it back in this aluminum foil. Then another buddy wants me to put a little bit of red wine in here and stir it around and pick up whatever pickings there are, I guess. And then I'm gonna pour that into the aluminum foil. I'm gonna close the aluminum foil, and that's gonna go into the crock pot. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I seared it on both sides, and here's the, I'm sorry, I'm choking, I licked some of the season. Anyway, I forgot where I was. Okay, so here it is, I took the roast out, I seared it on both sides, that's what it looks like. I put it back into the foil. Now this is what's left over on the bottom of the pan. I was worried it's too burnt or whatever. But my buddy, I just called him, he says, nope, go with the red wine. So I have this pink white wine. Oh my goodness. I'm nervous about this. But that's what I just did. Oh, all right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stir that around, and then I'm gonna put that in the foil. Okay, so I'm still choking from the smoke and the tasting of those seasonings. Anyway, I scraped it a little bit with the red wine in there. I didn't know if I was supposed to scrape the bottom or not. I don't know if you want to get that, if that's a black burnt thing or not. Anyway, so I grabbed what I grabbed and threw it on top of the roast. I know it looks dark, but I did taste that, and it's not a burnt taste. It's just dark, whatever it is. Okay, so here's where I am. I'm gonna fold this up, and then I'm going to stick it in the crock pot, just like that. Okay, I sent some pictures to my buddy, and he said, actually I have 3 buddies, but anyway, the one said, yeah, that flour could have burned. So what I'm doing is I'm scraping off that stuff I added from the pan with the wine and whatever that was all about. I didn't do that wrong. I did that wrong, it looks like. Apparently the flour burned, he said, or was close to burning, because when I taste it, it doesn't taste burnt, but he says take it off. It might have a little bit too bitter taste. So I'm doing, as you can see, I'm doing that right now. So I got most of it off. Good thing. Okay, as you might know, I'm a little bit worried about my roast. Worried about how that, if I burn that, when I pour the red wine in the pan and all that, I don't know if it burned. I don't know what's going on with that. And this is my first time with the recipe. I don't know what's going on with that either. It's in the slow cooker right now, and it's on for 8 hours. So actually I put it on at 10 o'clock, so it's now 12:45. So it's doing its thing. So I thought, well, shoot, I need to garnish my roast. So when I put the roast in the plate or the dish or the tray, whatever you call it, casserole pan. Anyway, my buddy says, well, some people would put that on a bed of lettuce or kale. I know other people might be doing a pot roast, and they're gonna have carrots or potatoes. So I'm making a bold move here per one of my buddies. I'm gonna put deviled eggs in the pan with my roast as a garnish. Hope I'm using that word correctly. And so this is it. And then I put a surprise blueberry on top. So we will see how it goes. I'll check back in later.